What do we got here?
I have a Stradivarius violin, dated 1763.
A Stradivarius?
Stradivarius violin.
That's what I thought you said.
I bought a new house a couple months ago, and there's an old cedar chest, and I was going through it. There was a violin at the bottom of it. I pulled it out and took a look at it, and my heart just started beating. I thought I found a real Stradivarius fiddle and gonna make millions of dollars off of it.
So where'd you get this at?
Actually, in the house that I bought, is way at the back of the barn. An old cedar chest had a bunch of old quilts on top of it.
You know nothing about it? There was no paperwork in the box or anything?
No.
Actually, his name was Stradivari. It wasn't Stradivarius.
Stradivarius, oh, okay.
He Latinized his name. It was really common back then, like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
His real name was Christopher Colombo.
Ah.
But after he became important, he made it Latin sounding, so the us on the end of it.
Learn something new every day, don't you?
Antonio Stradivari was an instrument maker back in the early 1700s. His instruments were considered the best ever made. Many people would argue that even today, the sound quality and the precision cannot be matched. That's why they go for millions of dollars.
You're either the luckiest man alive or I don't know what you are.
Well, if it was a real Stradivarius, it would be worth millions.
Yeah, you got a better chance of hitting the lottery though, my friend.
Antonio Stradivari made over 1,000 violins in his lifetime. So is it possible one ended up in this guy's attic? Anything is possible, but it's extremely unlikely.
It is old. I don't think it's a Stradivarius. Every Stradivarius has been accounted for. The date's completely wrong. Stradivarius died long before 1763.
Yeah, but his kids carried on. They made some more.
I'm 99% sure that this is a copy, but some copies were so well made, they're still worth a lot of money. Not millions, but thousands.
So what'd you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
And how much did you want for it?
Well, if it's a real one, if I can get a million for it.
I do have a buddy. I can call him in. He can take a look at it. There could be something here.
All right. And when he confirms it's a Stradivarius, I want my $1 million.
Well, if it's a real Stradivarius, I'd give you $1 million in a minute. Let me get him in here. He can take a look at it, and maybe we can figure it out.
I don't know much about Stradivarius violins or any violins, period, but I'm not leaving here till they call in an expert, because I have a gut feeling that this is one.
Antonio Stradivari gave us the modern violin, essentially. He improved upon the sound. He gave the instrument more power. He wanted a violin that could project over a Baroque-sized orchestra. One of the first things I like to look at is the style of the violin making. The back is curly maple of a medium curl. The top is medium wide grain spruce. So the wood is what Stradivari would have used. But it's also what any violin maker would use.
Okay.
So that doesn't prove anything, pro or con.
So there's a chance.
Maybe. What I'm gonna do next is get a little feel of the style of the instrument inside. See if I can see any interior construction. Well, this is really interesting. I think I might have found something. I see that it does have a bass bar that's a separate piece of wood from the top. So that's good.
Man, you're killing me.
The blocks are spruce, which would not be typical of Stradivari. Willow would be more likely. My conclusion is that this violin is a copy of a Stradivari, and it was made around 1920 in either Germany or Czechoslovakia.
Meaning?
It's not $1 million violin.
You went from $1 million to nothing.
To nothing.
Sometimes these violins can make good student instruments. They can sell in the price range of $1,500 to $2,500. In this condition, not anywhere near that.
So what's the value in the condition it's in?
They're more than 500.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks for all your help.
They made thousands of copies of Stradivari violins. Just because something has a label doesn't mean it's real.
So how much you gonna give me for it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
For me to buy it off you, fix it up, and try and resell it, it's just not gonna happen. It's a losing proposition all the way down the line. Thanks for bringing it in, though, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm disappointed. I could have sworn this thing was going to be a real Stradivarius violin. And that's what I was hoping for, and it turned out it didn't, but it is what it is.
What do we got here?
I've got a 1963 carven mandolin
Okay.
with some interesting history behind it.
What history is behind it here?
It's an instrument that was owned by a member of Bob Wills' Texas Playboys.
Nice. You know, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, or Texas Swing Band. Wow, I mean, this is really cool, but it's kind of hard to be cool playing this thing unless you're like an Oompa Loompa or something.
You don't have the guys we have today without the foundation that Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys set for us. This was music where nobody sat down and the place was packed. We'll just see if these guys are willing to come to the plate and play ball.
Now, Texas Swing, there's people playing, you know, washboards and jugs and,
Everything, you name it.
you know, somewhere between Hank Williams and Elvis, there had to be something in the middle there.
Right, and that's Texas Swing.
I mean, it's really cool. The leather work on it is really good.
The gentleman this belonged to, he was known as Fiddle and Ed. And shortly after he purchased it, had this leather wrap done up.
Pretty impressive. Mandolins have been used in country music for as long as the genre has been around. Collectors will pay big money for stuff like this if it's really connected to the Texas Playboys. How much do you want for it?
You know, I think it's probably worth anywhere from 3 to 5
1,000?
thousand.
Okay. Now, do you got anything back in your story up here?
I do. This is an affidavit that I had the last owner fill out and sign.
All right. Owned by Ed Whitaker, Texas Playboy, played with Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. Unfortunately, this does nothing for me.
Why would you say that?
This isn't concrete enough for me to sell that on.
This is notarized.
Okay.
This is a gentleman saying this is indeed fact.
Let me call a buddy of mine down here to come check this out. He'll help me be able to back up the story and let me know what this adds to it, all right?
All right, let's get him in here.
I'll be right back.
My story is legitimate, and anybody who knows what they're doing is going to be able to look at this mandolin and know that we're talking about a member of the Texas Playboys.
You got a little jealous of the beard and decided to grow one yourself?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So this is the Mando.
This is it, man.
Pretty awesome. So what did you need to know?
So it was one of the members in the band, the Texas Playboys, that played with Bob Wills.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, you know, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, it's kind of the guys who popularized the whole Texas swing thing. These were the big bands from the southern parts of the United States. And, you know, the Texas Playboys would come into town, and whatever dance hall they were playing, it was packed. They called it Texas Swing for a reason. When these guys played, everybody danced.
So in terms of mandolins, where's this stack up?
The leather wrap on it's pretty rad. This was a really big popular thing in the country scene that morphed over into rock and roll. You see Elvis Presley with his Martin, and the whole top of it's wrapped in leather. So, you know, that's actually pretty cool that this is on there. Who did that?
Whitaker actually did that, the original owner, Ed Whitaker.
Do you have any paperwork or anything?
I do. I had the owner, a gentleman by the name of R.J. Cannon, compile his story. This was willed to him by Ed Whitaker.
Do you have any pictures of any of the guys in the Playboys playing it?
I don't.
In the retail end of things, pictures usually help things.
That's why I had him notarize this.
Yeah, and that helps.
So how do you feel, as it says, this package?
This mandolin by itself is a $1,500, $1,600 mandolin. With the provenance and the Playboys tie and all that kind of stuff, it's probably, you know, $3 to $4 grand.
All right, well, I got you. Appreciate it, my man.
But there's gonna be that guy that the affidavit is good enough for, and that's a Bob Wills fan.
With all that being said, buddy, I'm willing to offer you $2 grand for it.
You know, we both know that's not the best you can do.
It's pretty damn close, buddy. I'm confident I could sell it for around $3 grand, and I'm taking all the risk. $2 grand is what I'm gonna do.
Tell you what, meet me in the middle at 25 and we've got a deal.
I'm not gonna do it. I'll $2,100 if it makes you feel better.
How about 21 without the case, 22 since that's a $100 flight case.
All right, you got a deal.
All right.
All right, meet me over there. We'll do some paperwork, babe.
Okay. Yeah, you know, 2,200 is fair. Quite frankly, I thought they were going to offer me around $1,000. So you got to put your poker face on in that case and not look overly excited.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have a signed fiddle by Charlie Daniels. He added The Devil Went Down to Georgia on it.
Okay. It's about a guy who played against the devil for a golden fiddle for a soul, and he wins. So where'd you get it?
I got it from a friend in Nashville. He got it at a golf course. He knew Charlie Daniels was going to be there. He signed it there at the course.
Were they playing for a soul?
I have an autographed fiddle by Charlie Daniels with the added quotations, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, his #1 hit. I'm asking $1,500 for it, but I could probably go down as low as $700. If I can sell the fiddle and make a deal, I'd probably buy more memorabilia. I love collecting.
Pretty neat. I do love The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I think it's an amazing song.
It hit the country charts at #1.
It's a huge song.
This particular song really made him an icon. But I know he was a studio musician, and I think he played with Bob Dylan, maybe?
He was on 3 of Bob Dylan's albums.
Okay. I never heard of the brand of violin. Do you got any paperwork or a picture of him signing it, or?
No, just took my friend's word for it.
How much you want for it?
$1,500.
$1,500.
Why?
Because he added his #1 song. I don't think he usually add notations to his autograph.
I really can't give you a value on what it could be worth right now. Do you have an idea, or?
Tell you the truth, I've never sold anything by Charlie Daniels. You want to call somebody up and figure out what it's worth?
I'll call Jesse, you call Steve.
Okay, I'll give him a call. Hang out for a little bit.
Okay.
He's coming from Georgia.
Might be here a while.
What do we got?
Charlie Daniels signed violin.
Well, this isn't the violin, because it's not gold. It's not Johnny's, is it? It's kind of cool. You know, there's a lot of people out there that like Charlie Daniels. Long hair, big beard, not your average 1970s
Clean
cowboy.
cut. Yeah, okay.
And he's a little bit rock and roll, I guess, you know.
Okay.
He's played with everybody. He plays guitar, he plays bass, and he's one of those Swiss Army knife kind of musicians you could bring into the studio, and he could cover a lot of ground for you without having to get a bunch of people. He was kind of in the vein of the outlaw guys, not as big as, say, Willie Nelson and them, but Devil Went Down to Georgia's, that's a huge song. So
Right.
That's kind of cool. I know he probably doesn't write that a lot on stuff.
Do you have any idea what it's worth?
You know, it's got some dents and dings and stuff on it. The violin is a Cremona. Cremona is like a newer company, overseas made. It's, you know, kind of a student model. It's not like a super high-end professional violin. It's
Okay.
not really something that somebody's gonna take around and play gigs with or something.
So what's it worth without the signature, that kind of shape?
Just the regular violin without the signature. In this condition with the nicks and dings and stuff that are on it, it's probably only worth about $100.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's about it. You know, the value in this is probably in the signature, you know, if it's all legit. Fortunately, I don't know anything about that. That's probably where all the money's at.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, thanks, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, good to see you. Nice to meet you. I don't do a lot in the memorabilia department, but I would imagine that if the signature's worth something, there's quite a few people out there who would buy something with Charlie Daniels' autograph on it. He's kind of an iconic American artist.
All right, just hang out a few minutes. We'll figure out what the autograph's worth.
All right.
Charlie Daniels?
Plays a fiddle.
Cool. So is that a signature?
I'm gonna take a look at it, just flip this around. I'm just gonna go over and check out what kind of ink we have here.
So is that white mark a piece of Johnny's soul?
Comparing the signature, when you look at his autograph, it's pretty straightforward and simple. Big C here, big D. And here's some of his writing. And here, we see those same characteristics, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely 100% real.
What's Charlie Daniels' signature worth?
Well, I think the thing you have to keep in mind about Charlie Daniels is his signature's fairly common. He's signed pretty much his whole life. He's over 80 years old. I mean, he's probably one of the most receptive country music artists of all time about signing autographs, so he's not hard to get. This is pretty interesting, though. Usually you get a salutation, best wishes, God bless, but when he writes something, especially from his most favorite song, that's pretty cool.
So what's it worth?
It's a unique item. He's known for playing this. The signature's great. The inscription looks awesome. I think it's a nice display piece. With that said, $400 is about where it's at.
I really think it's worth more than that because he didn't add that notation that much when he signed.
But the thing you have to remember, he's still alive. If he had passed away 10, 15 years ago, then I could understand the value being so high. But someone that's still alive and still actively signing, you can't really get that kind of money for anymore.
Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Good luck.
Hey, thanks.
If the fiddle was actually used by Daniels, that's something that could be worth $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. If it's just a fiddle that you go buy at a music shop and have him sign it, it's going to be worth a lot less.
So how much did you want for this thing?
1,500.
You got $300 here, man.
That's a little much.
He said 1,500. I'm gonna give him the highest price I could pay.
How about 700?
Ain't gonna happen. I mean, yes, it's a hit song. It is on a fiddle.
$300, man. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
You want to do 5 for it?
There's no money to be made.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can take that for it.
Okay. Well, then have a nice day, man.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you coming
All
down.
right, thanks. I'm turning down the $300 because I think it's really worth more than that. I'm fine with keeping it and hold on to it, and years to come, I think it'll go up in value.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
What do you have here?
I have 3 string instruments, miniatures, violin, a cello, and a guitar.
Do they actually work?
They have bows with strings, but I haven't played them.
I don't think they work.
I believe that they are Salesman samples.
Yeah, I think you're right. Or maybe they're little Pinky size. What do you think?
That's it.
You gonna be a rock star, Pinky?
The Salesman samples that I brought in today are from the 1950s. I'm looking to get about $300 for the set of 3. If I'm able to make the sale today, I'm going to use the money towards a wonderful dinner.
Sweet. Where did you get these?
I used to have an antique store about 18 years ago. A customer sold them to me.
Wow, 18 years. 50s and 60s is the golden era for salesman samples and for traveling salesmen. With the internet now, there's not too much door-to-door sales going on. But there was a time in history where a salesman would put these in his briefcase, travel the country, go from city to city, and they try to sell you stuff. This would be like a miniature scaled replica of what you were trying to sell.
That's my understanding also.
Do you know what company these were for?
I couldn't find a mark.
Let me take a look here.
They're very intricately painted, every detail, including the bow.
The goal with these was really to make them as close to the original one that they were gonna sell as they could. And you can see it's pretty cool. They even got the little knobs on here, the pickups, even right down to the case. I mean, it's like real velvet in there. Overall, they're in pretty good condition. What are you trying to do with these?
I'd like to sell them.
Okay. My boss actually loves salesman samples because they're very collectible. What exactly are you looking to get for them?
I feel $300 is a fair price.
300 a piece or 300 for the whole set?
For the set.
300 for the whole set. I think it's a little high, but not much. Would you do 200 for them?
How about $275? I think they're lovely and they make a nice display.
Still a little too much for me. Would you split the difference, maybe go 250?
I think that's a fair price.
All right, well, I think we got a deal.
Thank you.
These salesman samples are something that Rick's gonna be really jealous about. That's why I'm gonna buy them so that I can rub it in his face.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how you doing today? I have a Gibson mandolin.
Mind if I play a couple tones?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my vintage Gibson mandolin. I picked it up at a yard sale. I'm looking to sell it today because I'd like to take the family on a trip to Ireland. I know the name Gibson, so I took a gamble and thought I would pick it up, and hopefully I can make some money off it.
All right, well, let me call my boss over here. Hey, Rick. Corey, Rick. I guess no one's here. No, I know a little bit about these things. They're from the early 1930s. The thing that makes this mandolin special is that Gibson made it. Gibson mandolins are sweet. We had a lady bring one in from the early 1900s, and Rick practically drooled all over it. It's in great condition.
You can see the craftsmanship on it is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these Gibsons, you know? They only use the best parts.
Right.
I see the sticker in there. Tells me that this is authentic.
Great.
Maybe we can make a deal. Rick doesn't like when I make big buys when he's not around, but he also doesn't like losing out on easy money. My spending limit's like $1,000, but I think this thing might be worth risking a little bit more. What are you trying to get for it?
Well, I'd like to get $3 grand out of it if I could.
Would you be willing to go any less? Because normally, you know, I actually have a spending limit of $1,000. I'm not supposed to go any higher than that.
It's not the end of the world for me if I don't sell it. I don't mind walking out of here with it.
How about 1,300?
1,300. What do you say, 1895? I mean, you see the shape it's in. It's a little dust, but it's fine.
You're killing me, man. That's gonna sit on my shelf for a while. I'll go 14, and that's pushing the barrel.
I tell you what, 1,500, and we got a deal.
I mean, it is really good condition. 15 sounds fair. I can make a
15?
profit.
All right, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
Put another one in the wing column for Chum Lee. Rick's probably gonna give me a raise after he sees this. Yo, check out this mandolin I bought. The Gibson, pretty old.
What'd you pay for it?
$1,500.
You didn't show this to my dad yet, did you?
No, I wanted to surprise him that I did another good buy.
Recently, Chum bought a little kiddie ride that turned into a real good deal, and now he thinks he's the man. But he keeps taking chances, and it's driving my dad nuts.
Go take it to Jesse and have him check it out.
Why should I take it to Jesse?
I'm not.
Because if something's wrong with it, I'm gonna kill you.
You might have just made yourself look really bad here.
If it's a copy, Rick will probably hit you over the head with it.
Take it to Jesse right now before he gets here, dude.
Chumley seems worried about impressing Rick. He should be worried about impressing me. Rick's a softy compared to me.
Hey, check out what I brought down today.
A mandolin, huh?
I thought I'd get it all checked out by you.
Gibsons are one of the premier builders of any kind of stringed instrument. The vintage ones are some of the most high-priced collectible guitars there are. All right, man. It says the Gibson on it.
Yeah.
Gibson's build quality was second to no one. 100% handmade. They hunted down the best tone woods for all their instruments. They were the best. There's a couple things here. The decal, you can see where it was cut out with some scissors. On this mandolin, it would have been inlaid or silk screened. It wouldn't even have been a decal. And it's not even a G that Gibson ever used. You got your decal in there like a Gibson, but it's not the right decal. And the finish is like plastic. Gibsons are covered in a lacquer finish. And this pickguard is totally wrong. This is something Gibson never even used. Yeah. This is fake as hell, man.
I just paid $1,500 for that.
Ouch.
Is it worth anything?
Yeah, maybe about $100.
All right.
Yeah, dude, sorry about that.
Thanks for the bad news.
All right. Call me anytime you got any questions, dude.
Oh, I hate mandolins.
You know, Gibsons are pretty much the best instruments out there in my book. So, you know, there's a reasoning there why people knock them off. There's reasoning there why people want them.
Hey, guys.
How'd it go, Chumley?
Oh, not so good.
What's not so good?
I bought a Gibson mandolin, but it turned out not to be real.
How much did you pay for it?
$1,500.
You paid $1,500 for this?
It's not real.
Chumley, you're an asshole.
Well, I know everything there is to know about mandolins now. I'll know next time one comes in and I'll buy it for real.
You know, Chum went over his spending limit a few times, but it wasn't a big deal because he ended up being right. But now he's gonna find out what happens when he's wrong. Okay? Next time you have something involving that much money, ask someone first. I want you to learn about things, but I'm not letting this slide. You're gonna give me my $1,500 back one way or the other.
You better make a hell of a score, Chumley. You two get your ass back to work. It's your son and his friend.
Dad, I know.
I need some money. I need some money. Now, please just give me some money. Oh, I need some money. No money for me. Please give me some money. Oh, I need some money. Thank you for that money. Oh, that money. Oh, I need some money.
Keep playing the blues, Chumley.
Thanks, boss.
You gotta come up with $1,500 so you're gonna be here for a while.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How can I help you?
Well, I have a mandolin. I want to sell it.
So where did you get this?
It was my grandmother's.
It's a Gibson. It's an old Gibson. I think this is an A2 Fancy or something like that.
He doesn't know everything about mandolins. He likes to believe he does.
Okay, no, it's just, I hate you.
I'm coming down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my Gibson mandolin. We're gonna get married this week, so I'd like to have some extra cash. I'm hoping to get at least $1,500 out of it, maybe.
It is a really nice mandolin. It's like turn of the century, as a matter of fact. When this thing was made, it was really expensive. Gibsons were they were the best, plain and simple. This is really fancy for this model. That's real tortoiseshell right there. These are ivory keys. When people think of Gibsons, they think of great guitars. But Orville Gibson, who started the company, was actually a mandolin maker. Mandolins look like a guitar, but they play completely different. They have 4 pairs of strings, guitars have 6 strings. And they make that twangy bluegrass sound that doesn't sound anything like a guitar. I know this particular mandolin normally go for around $1,500, $2,000.
Okay.
But there are mandolins in this model that are worth like $100,000. And it all depends on who made it, and there's a way to know.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'd like to get my buddy in here, have him take a look at this thing.
Okay.
He can tell us all about it.
Okay.
And, you know, maybe we got a jackpot here.
I really hope this is a $100,000 mandolin.
We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
I can't wait to have this mandolin checked out. If it turns out to be one of the super rare ones, this lady could have a serious payday.
What's up, man?
This is it.
This is an old one, really old. Jesse from Cowtown Guitars here in Vegas. The best part about my job is I get to deal with vintage guitars every day, and it's something I love. Doesn't even feel like I go to work every morning. It's in really, really good shape. Wow. In the early 1900s, Gibson was the place to get a mandolin from. These instruments were 100% handmade. This inlaid pickguard they only did for 2 years. 1908, they went to a regular style pickguard with a post. Okay. So that puts this at 1907. So this is over 100 years old. It's in insanely good condition for its age. This is 100% original. There hasn't been any refinishing or anything done to this instrument.
I know there was some guy who made these things right around when this was made. And if he made it, it's worth like 100 grand.
Okay, well, that was Lloyd Lohr. Having a Lloyd Lohr vintage Gibson mandolin is extremely rare. His stuff was meticulously well built, and most Lohr mandolins bring well over $100,000. Well, this is an A-body style. It's teardrop shaped. Lloyd Lohr built the F mandolins. The F body had a real big scroll up here. They were the fanciest, most high-end Gibson ones you could get.
Okay.
This is not one of his mandolins.
So what is it worth?
Most of the ones you see, like I said, have had repair work. They usually fall right into the $3,000 range. I think in this condition, you could easily get $4,200 to $4,500.
Wow.
Okay. Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate it.
No problem. See you later. Take care.
So how much were you looking to get out of it?
I was thinking around 4,000.
I'm thinking more like $2,500.
25.
I don't have a million people a day walking in there, hey, you got a 1907 Gibson mandolin.
True. 3,500.
2,500.
2,700. It's in really good shape.
It's in beautiful shape. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $2,600, and it doesn't leave a lot of room for me.
27.
2,700. All right, you want to go right her up?
Me, right over here.
So I just sold my guitar for $2,700, and I'm so excited. We're gonna gamble it all, I think.
What is this?
I think it's a mandolin.
I've never seen one like this before.
That's metal, Corey.
Yeah, it's metal.
Looks like it's been run over by a truck.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my old mandolin. It's very beat up. I'm not sure if it's worth anything, but I have no need for it, so I'm going to try to see how much I can get for it.
Where'd you get it?
I actually found it in a basement of an old home back in New Jersey.
I've seen wooden mandolins. I've never seen a metal one.
You ever heard of National?
Not really. Mandolins are used largely in country western, Cajun music. Mandolins was first used in Europe back in the 1700s. And they were a big deal in America when bluegrass music got popular.
When I found this in the basement, you know, I figured it had some value, because I know a lot of people collect these older instruments.
I'm just worried about the condition of it.
I mean, it's all there. It just, I think, needs to be a little restored.
Yeah. All the key things has been replaced with little bits of wood. There's a lot of tender love and care.
So what are you looking to do with it, man? Pawn it, sell it?
I like to sell it.
You got a price in mind of what you're looking to get for it?
You know, I have no idea what it's worth.
Well, that makes two of us. Let me get somebody down here, give us a price for it.
That'd be great.
I can't say for sure if this mandolin is actually worth anything, but it's different enough to have somebody come take a look at it. What is this?
Well, it's obviously a mandolin, and it's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, it looks like it's been rode hard and put up wet.
Yeah. I work at a vintage guitar store here in Las Vegas called Cowtown Guitars. Every time the guys get any kind of weird instrument in, they give me a call and I try and help them out.
So why'd they make it out of metal, man?
They made them out of metal so they could put this cone inside of here and make it louder than the acoustic instrument so it could be heard over horns and all that stuff in a big band. It's probably one of the last metal body resonators you see from the 40s because of the war effort. They stopped making them out of metal. Before there were amplifiers, they tried this resonator technology that they used in these to make them loud enough. It's pretty rad. This one is probably a late 30s, early 40s. They were actually a pretty popular instrument. Had a pick guard on it. It was probably tortoiseshell, and it's long gone. It's really, really tarnished, but the cone is still intact, and the little piece of wood here called the biscuit, which makes it resonate off of the cone, that's all still there.
I mean, is this thing even worth anything?
Believe it or not, yeah, it is. Especially with the Hawaiian motif that's on this one. It's a style.
I didn't even know there was any motif on it.
Yeah. In this condition, this one I would say is worth about $1,000.
Wow, that's great.
Are you sure, man? This thing looks beat.
It's a vintage national. I mean, that is the company to have.
Would it be worth having it restored?
Yeah, you know, if it was in really good shape, you'd probably pull close to 3 out of it easy.
Wow. Thanks for coming down.
No problem. Anytime, guys. It looked like it had been through a war and left at the bottom of a swamp, but because of what it is and it actually being complete and still working, it's actually still worth some money.
And you heard Jesse, he said I'm gonna have to put some work into it. I'd like to offer you around $300 for it, man.
I mean, he did say it's worth $1,000.
He did say it's worth $1,000. I'm gonna put it on my shelf. I'm gonna ask $9.99 for it, and I'm gonna let someone beat me all the way down to $800.
Would you do 500?
You wanna do 500?
Yeah, go ahead, let's do it.
All right, man, let's go do some paperwork real quick.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
I still can't believe this thing's actually worth $1,000, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see till it's actually restored. What we got? Oh man, that looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, you can actually play it now. This mandolin had to be restored. When I got it, it was in pretty rough shape and really rusted and tarnished. It's impossible to sell a stringed instrument when you can't play it. Put a lot of work into it. It's actually a really well-playing instrument and sounds really good.
God, it doesn't even look like the same thing.
It's just beautiful.
It came out pretty good.
It came out nice.
So what all did you do to it, man?
Well, we had to clean it up. If you remember, it was really tarnished. You could hardly even tell that it was chrome or shiny at all. So we cleaned it, polished it. We had to replace the pick guard. We tracked down a real piece of Italian lucite, which was really nice. We had to put new tuning buttons on the original machines. We had to clean the headstock up. We had to clean the frets, restring it, obviously. We got it all playing.
Yeah, it came out nice. It's got the motif on the back, too.
Yeah, you can actually see it now.
Yeah, you can see it now. You couldn't see it before.
Yeah. You know, you can tell that somebody had left strings on it for a long time. Biggest thing you can do is loosen the strings. As the wood takes in moisture and lets out moisture, the guitar moves. And if the strings don't, it tends to break things, crack things, and stuff like that.
Hey, Rick, come here and look at this, son. Jesse outdid himself.
Oh, that is nice.
The key thing now is you can actually play it, which makes it to where you can actually sell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you play it?
Well, I can give it a whirl.
Give it a shot, Jesse.
That's about all my mandolin playing you get, yeah.
All right, the mandolin sounds good. Now put a price tag on it and let's sell it while we're still young.
I paid $500 for it. What'd it cost me to get it fixed?
You know, 150 bucks to get it cleaned up and strung up and everything.
Cool, so I got $650 in it. What do you think it's worth?
You could probably get two, a little over two, probably.
2,000?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse.
There you go.
We really appreciate it, son.
All right, thanks
you
a
have
lot.
a good day. Rick, you're not the only one that makes money around this joint.
Just most of it.
Well, right. Whatever.